Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of the EPL preview show. I am your host, Jason Gooner, and this is Jason Gooner TV. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And remember, each and every week we cover the EPL in full, bringing you a full preview of the week, all of the matches that are going to be played. We look at the recent form of the teams, look at the press conferences to see who is injured, who will be available, and then we try to make our score prediction. So if you want to take part in this week's picks, all you have to do is put your 10 score lines in the comment section when you see this video if you're not here live. And of course, if you're here currently, all you have to do is drop your scores in the live chat. And I have the big book here to jot down all of the picks, and we're going to keep it moving that way. But of course, before we get going into the picks, we like to look at what's going on in the league. Take a look at the table again as well, just to see where everybody is at. And yeah, just get a stack and get back in the groove. Of course, the EPL was on a bit of a break. It was FA Cup weekend. Then they had the Carling Cup, or well, not Carling anymore, the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Man City defeated Newcastle 2-0 in the first leg at St. James's Park, and Arsenal defeated Chelsea 3-2 at Stamford Bridge in the first leg of the other semi-final. So now we are back to EPL action. And of course, there are some teams that want to lay down a marker now as the stretch run begins. We're getting to the close of January already. We'll be into February before you know it, March, April, and then it's really the crunch time. March, April, May. Yeah, we're going to see how the table looks then, because that's going to be crucial in who is going to lift that trophy this season. Now, of course, people, obviously, you see, man's had to get right over the break. So you see in the home kit, but it's an away weekend. We're making a trip this weekend. So man's had to pull out this season away kit. You see me? So Arsenal, yeah, they invest because we say we're not try a thing. We're not try a thing. We still have a person that we need to get by to win this damn trophy, though, and that's the damn coach. But we'll get into that in a little bit because we have some theories about what we need to be doing as we look into the future for Arsenal when we get to the Arsenal game. Because the coach need to really know what I do based on the injuries we have currently. So we're going to talk about all of that. Of course, Man City and Manchester United will start off the week. The Manchester Derby, that's a game where, obviously on paper, you look at it and say, Man City should really map them, whop them, slap them. But United have a way in the bigger games to kind of turn up. And they'll have some firepower this season. Sesko might be feeling a bit more confident, even though they got knocked out of the FA Cup. He did score in the last time so that they played in the league. So yeah, there's a chance, but we shall see. We're going to talk about that game, of course. That'll be the first game that we preview once we get into the preview section of the games. But people, first thing more I ask, did you guys have a productive week? Did everything go your way? Yeah, did you have any setbacks this week where you want to just say, yo, you get past it? Let me know. Let me know the people in week stay. Because for me, it was a productive week, people. I'm not gonna lie. Um, got for Christmas, my eldest daughter, Gabrielle, she got a vanity for her bedroom, and one of them ones where you get it off of Amazon and it just forward in a one box with like 5 million things and one bag of screws, and yeah, so I done did that dread for put it together and things. So finally, I think it's January 16th today, so that would have been the 15th. So we never forward back to the yard for build it till about the 5th. So about 10 days there. I'm just glad that yesterday I sort it out. As I wake up morning, get them to school, I forward, open up the book and really sit down and you see me, sort out the things them and make sure the piece them there and get to work, brother. By the time she reach home from school, it finished. So just know, people, there's no way to get things done without sitting down and doing it. See? Because before making that move to get it done, it was just something from my brain and I know I have to do. And I never really did look forward to it, because I can't do it. But just me know them thing they stay. But luckily, the instructions where them send was on point, and yeah, cause enough time I get them thing there and them all miss a step in the manual, and brother, me don't know, me can't figure that out. So yeah. I give thanks to for the people from that company that sent a proper booklet that made sense and everything where themselves do. There was a part there to do it, and yeah. So I give thanks for that. But yeah, long story short, the vanity is complete and everybody happy, and yeah. But yeah, we feel like we accomplished a task where we kind of didn't worry about. So we're kind of happy all the week forward. Good work week though. Everything sort out good at the workplace. Yeah. So things looking good, people. Arsenal at the top of the table. So that's our next reason to be happy. But the big story in the Premier League, people, before we get into any press conferences or anything like that, obviously, you know, they have already boasted their lineup. When I said they talking about the citizens, Semenyo is in the team, scoring goals, assisting already right away. We know that Ruben Diaz down at least 5-6 weeks, right? We know Vardial is injured closer to the whole entire season, right? What do? They go out and they get Mark Gahey, 20 million. I mean, you have to say pretty much on the cheap. They go and get his services. I say, people asking me today, how is this possible? How they can get him for that amount? But really and truly, it all comes down to, him walking in the summer for nothing. So Palace pretty much at this point in January, when you haven't gotten the new contract for him or sewn that up, it's like anything that you can get for him now. Anything you can get for him now, that is what they'll take. Now, it has been rumored that Liverpool pretty much had a bid on the table that would have pretty much doubled it, pretty much doubled it. And I just have to think once the particulars are released in terms of the sign-on bonus, the agent, the weekly wage, and what I'm going to make. I think I've heard something in the range of over 200 per week, So yeah, I think when you factor all those things in, that's probably where City would have got it over the line. And also, shout out to BBK Sports. I was just listening to his program tonight. If you don't subscribe to BBK Sports, then you're missing out. Really knowledgeable, just good content all around. But yeah, BBK Sports was saying that he probably look at it and say, well, at Liverpool, they have Van Dijk, they have Kanate. Yeah, I know I can probably get the start over Konate, but maybe it won't happen right away. Maybe it's a case where them try bring me in on a need basis, not necessarily I am going to start every week. Whereas with City, with the crisis now, they have Kusanov starting, they have Max Aline starting, right? Two young players basically, because Kusanov is no more than 22. I believe Aline is like the same, 21, 22. So, yeah, I feel like Gay, just look on it and say, yo, I'm going to start. If I go to City, I'm going to start, right? That's probably how I'm look on it. So at the end of the day, it's a move where it makes sense because it's a move where it makes sense for Gay because I'm going to get game right away. City don't have the numbers in the defensive line or the quality of Gay right now, frankly. So yeah, with all that being said, I feel like he probably look on the situation and say it does make more sense to go there. And again, I feel like the financial package that him probably game was way better than what Liverpool was offering, even though it's rumored that Liverpool is going to give the club directly more money. At the end of the day, it's still Gay. You have to want to go there. And the fact that there was a deal to go there and it fell through, maybe Gay just look at it like it's not meant to be. I know Gay is a very spiritual person, so it made me look at it and say, yo, God make this happen for a reason and all these things, and just say, nah, go back to that road again. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's a better situation for Gay to go into. I mean, they're fighting for the title still. Not that Liverpool couldn't go on a massive run, but it doesn't really look like that's what's going to happen. Of the two teams, City is closer to the title than Liverpool this season for sure. So, yeah. Bless up DJ Gigs. Hope all is well, my G. Big up, big up, big up CK and I building member. Salute to you. I sweat yet. Right, I know I'm chilling, because game not really play yet, But if Manu get mashed up tomorrow at Old Trafford and it's 3 points, then yeah, maybe the sweating start, 3 points and Forest score a counter-attacking goal in the first 30 minutes of that game. And we're down 1-0. Then yeah, some sweat might appear. When Arsenal get second place again this season, you and the rest of Arsenal fans could just blame Antoine. Yeah, man. We're gonna blame the inactivity of the board and everything, and Arteta not demanding more players. Because City went and bought 2 players. Up Jason and everyone, say to me, football fans, one Barca. Barca run with the people them coach. Jaja. City, I know the crazy thing, Conrad. I mean, it's a stat, say 24 games managed by Flick and 24 by Xabi Alonso, the first 24. And them have the same exact record, identical wins, losses, and draws. And one man run away, and the other man didn't know win a bag of trophy. City admitted that they are scared. 20 million for a free player. No, which scared? City admitted that they need a defender, which they do. Because they couldn't want to depend on Aline and Kusanov alone. Them have Ake as well, but Ake come in like him broke down. Like him can't stay fit, so can't count on him. No 116 charges. Stop thinking about them charge thing then. Yeah. Them probably get the charge them put down when like let's say miraculously Arsenal just run out 13 points ahead with like I don't know 6 games left or something. Them say at them time them will come down with charges because they can't win the title again. I said no. These guys are crazy, man. Can rather dead with laugh. Bless up Chile. Oh, go on. Bless up Chile. No, no matter scared, brother. Them smart. Oh, you call that scared? If the one them defense depleted, you want the one them just make the window close and don't buy nobody. That don't make no sense. Not a matter of being scared. That's smart. Last year when we know nobody and we not a striker, why we never buy a striker last year for try? That's the difference between we and them. So me not say, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously them know say we're dead and them have to try get past me and win the league. But me can't say them scared for make that buy there. It's something cause for one, they needed it. It's not like them have everybody fit and just a buy game on top of that. No, everybody gone. So they need a player. And him dead. Yeah, serious. Me not say them scared, brother. Me not read that in that case. Casey. Seriously. I can't read that out of that. That does sound like, you're a Gunners fan. And you just say no, which is fine. You're a Gunners fan. But I'm not gonna call what them just scared because them need a centre back, literally. And them get arguably the best one where them could have get. Yeah, that's what I say. I say Vardy all out, but basically the whole season. Diaz have the next 5 weeks to go, 6 weeks, maybe more. Ake barely did it. So you have Max Aline with them just recall, and you have Blow Kusanov. Unless them have a next young youth somewhere loan out where they're going to recall again too. I never know, City have a whole heap of baller around the place. But yeah, Gay for 20 million was the news of the week so far. Trust me, because I know Liverpool fans I look at it and I say, really? Really? The man them literally have a here we go. surely this season, and it never actually happened. Damn. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I mean, this is a player that them definitely did need because right now in the central part of them defense, them don't really have a leader. And of course, Gay, seasoned player. Obviously, it's gonna be something to see him in a City team. Higher expectation, how does he react and respond to that? I don't think he'll have an issue with that though. 'Cause him look to be a quality player. But we shall see. You never know. Title running is a different pressure. So make we see how it turn out, Make we see how it turn out. All right, let me get to the big up each and every one of you in the building. Massive respect. Remember to hit that like button, share the content as well. All right, so let's do this. Let's go to the Manchester side first. Let's get all the team news before the derby. Now, of course, this will be Michael Carrick first game on the bench. As what you call him? Interim caretaker. What you call him? Interim manager. Why? Manchester United is a real joke thing, I swear. Yeah, man, Vardy out chilling. No, rough. Everybody out, brother. Every defender. So move it off a make, man. All right, understand. No, do some reading. All right, we could do some reading. Man, them for full joy reading, All right. Michael Carrick has provided latest squad news. Okay, head coach held the press conference. Blah blah blah. Ahmad and Brian Mbuemo are back from the Africa Cup of Nations, but Mazraoui is still bidding for glory in my final weekend. Shea Lacey suspended following his red card in the FA Cup tie. Harry Maguire made his first appearance after injury in the defeat. All right, so Maguire is around. The lick still out. That's a big miss. Looks like he'll return to the grass soon. Boys in good shape. Okay. City team news. Vardial, Stones, Diaz all absent. Kovacic still absent. Ruben will be back soon. Okay, so that's not bad news. Ruben will be back soon. Yosko, no. John, hopefully soon. We will see. Man, around we will see for Stones part-time. No. Closing in on a move for England International. Okay. Although Palace have confirmed a deal is close, obviously no move has been finalized for the defender to play on Saturday. Okay. Oscar Bob unavailable. Marmoush still with Egypt. Them have a third, fourth playoff to play, and I think that play tomorrow. So man, you have to go play Semenyo again. So Nico Gonzalez might not be fit, or he could be fit. So that's basically it. So it looks like both teams relatively good. Players back from AFCON. So let's see if Mbumo and or Ahmad get the start from the start of the game. That's going to be interesting to see what the coach thinks. We saw some players come back from AFCON and play right in the FA Cup. So, if the players are there, I think the coach would use them still. All right, let's move on. That was some news from United. Sorry, yeah, from United. Let's see if the City. Let's see, where are they? So So it look like the update from City is just from the United one. That's crazy. Now one for them. Glasner confirms Gahey will not feature. we know, brother. Yeah, so Glasner say Sar too quick for him. Can't come back in yet. Well, Sar, I think Sar have him final to play, so obviously him can't come back yet. Looks like Munoz is close because him training this week, so that's big. All you FPL players out there. And him basically confirmed. And of course, the other big news from Glasner was that he will be leaving the club in the summer. I think probably, he's looking at the situation and saying, every player that pretty much made me want to forward here is gone. And I've only been here like not even 2 good years. So he just sees the type of club they are and probably just doesn't see how he could stick around. I think he probably has ambition to manage a club that is in the business of buying the players that he would have sold. The likes of Eza, um, my boy the name, Gahey, obviously, Olise, all these players. That's three. See, you take those three players out of a team like Palace, then what's left? What's left? And they haven't been able to do like the Brightons of the world or even the Brentfords of the world, where each year they seem to just find a one signing and a gem here and there. They're not doing that as much. So yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. We needed an experienced centre back a long time, and we got Kusanov and Race. We're gone pan loan, so needed this signing. Yeah, agreed. Stone's done. Vardial injured. Diaz injured. Ake pan. Yeah, man. I don't know why I'm to Ake star. Pop down to Akanji loan out, yeah. He lost the dressing room. Sorry, Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso spoiled footballers. Kylian Mbappe. Stones being back is like a 2-week trial. Sesko feeling dangerous. All right. Paul Pogba in a building. One Labil. Yeah, him looking like him getting some confidence. Marmoush getting knocked was good, but third place game so better than they just winning. For real. All the fans, seriously, when them lose the semi, like, yes, back with the club. Afghan want them third place medals to give out. Okay, sir? And them now base it on points. The game of a play. But it depends on, some coach would just be like, yo, I give some baller will never get a chance to play this tournament a chance. And that could mean your players get a rest. Maybe get a run out, but they do have to start. Slot confirmed Salah is set to return to Liverpool next week. So where would he have gone? Why wouldn't he return? I don't understand why I didn't put it like that. Slot said next week. We are in talks with him. What is expected of him over there? What is expected over here? But first of all, he needs to have a game on Saturday. And next week he'll be back with us. First of all, he needs to play another big game for Egypt on Saturday, and he comes back to us, and I'm happy that he comes back. Mo has been so important for this club, for me, so I'm happy he is back. Even if I had 15 attackers, I would have still been happy that he comes back. That's not our current situation, so happy to have him back after an important game he has to play. Man, them want to know if I'm going to ready for Marseille next Wednesday in the Champions League. He said that's something they're talking about now. 4 goals, 5 assists in 20 appearances. I mean, just because it's Salah, it's like, yo, that's horrible. But that's not terrible. I mean, it's bad for Salah, yes. But him still get 9 contributions so far. That's not, and that's just in the league, I think. Actually, no, it can't be just in the league. There's no way. Because them gone 21 game. I'm sure he missed more than one. So Rosinia has news on his players. You know, a lot of players were out for the first leg, which I think some people might have forgotten. You know, it wasn't the best version of Chelsea possible for the new coach. But he hopes to have Reece James and Cole Palmer available for the clash with Brentford this Saturday. But there are doubts over Liam Delap and Jamie Gittins still. Reece and Cole, both of them are training today, so we just need to assess them after training and make sure they come through all the protocols they need to come through. But it'll be great to have them back in the squad, and at the moment it looks like they could be. Gittins and Delap still off the field. Romeo Lavia, every time them show a training picture of the man, just him by himself or do some running. This man don't even train, brother. You can see say he's a good player in there, but he don't have one of the most important abilities. What is that? Anybody can tell me what Romeo Lavia missing out of all the ability we have? I miss the most important ability. Availability. Yeah. Richarlison out for up to 7 weeks with a hamstring injury. My gosh. Ursula confirms Baliba return and Minty availability before Bournemouth. All right, I could see this now. So it's a press conference. Yo, want some words. Want some words. All right, see it, yeah? There we go. Baliba is available after returning. Carlos is back, good shape. There's nothing new. Minter will be back. Matchweek is still out. We had some players who were sick. Okay. So it looks like Minter will be back in contention to play. And Baliba back from AFCON. So reinforcements coming in after a good week for them, you know, getting through the FA Cup. I think 3rd round, beating Man U. So things looking good for them right now. Looks like Camara and Martinez out for Aston Villa. Arteta said no fresh injury concerns. Was very evasive, let's say, when asked about like Nkapie and Calafiori especially. I have a feeling that one of those two probably will be available tomorrow. I think Nkapie will be the one, but that's just a hunch. That's just a hunch that I have, you know? Nothing concrete that anybody could have. Yeah. Marlon joined Serie A side Roma, which is such a weird one to me. Because they've already loaned Leon there. And now this is a sale. So they had Leon there with them with not an obligation but an option at the end of the loan. And now they have gone and bought another Aston Villa player outright, just as for an undisclosed fee. So it's a weird one. Brentford team news ahead of the Chelsea trip. Otara is back. That will be a boost. dangerous player. Henderson might be out after his knock in the FA Cup. Dangotara is back. And they do have Furo, young player that they brought in from Club Bruges. And he says he's a proper number 9, very young, hasn't had lots and lots of first team action, but he's a player that we have a lot of belief in already. So, I was just talking about this, how Brighton and teams like Brentford always seem to find these players for really good prices that suitable for a club of their size, and then they end up getting a good profit on them. And we'll see how this Furo kid turns out from Club Bruges. If Brentford got him doing probably decent. Don't know much about the kid. Yeah, so that's the bulk of the main team news going into the weekend. So I guess it's time to get down into the match discussions now. People, let's see. Almost 20 or so of you in the building. Please make sure that the likes looking how they're supposed to look. I've been fluctuating between about 20, 30, 15 or so, passing through, dropping comments, dropping likes. Please just make sure that you're dropping them right now. We're currently on 12. Big up to BBK Sports. I think his show would have just ended, and I think he's probably sent a raid into the building. So I want to send massive respect to anybody that tuning in from over BBK Sports side. If it's your first time here, please do think about subscribing. You're right on time to discuss the first match of the week, people. And it's the kickoff. It's the what they call the lunchtime, what they call the early morning kickoff here in the States. And that is 7:30 for me, 12:30 over in England, the Manchester Derby. And this time, the red side will be hosting. So let's dive into all the match details. Try to maybe think about what the 11s might be tomorrow for both teams. And yeah, we can get right into it and see if we know what these mad coaches plan on doing tomorrow. Well, I can't really say that Carrick is mad. I haven't observed him enough to say he's a mad coach. But I will say Pep is mad, but mad in a good way, the mad scientist type of way. Especially when it comes on to Premier Leagues. So for me, this match is probably going to be very, very interesting because even though they would have dropped out of the FA Cup, if you're Manchester United at this point, and I'm just going to, before we start talking about the games, I did say I wanted to just refresh the memory and show you guys what the table is looking like, right? So you see the relegation zone: Wolves, Burnley, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, now 7 points clear. And they haven't really been playing excellently to get there. They had 4 losses on the bones before getting the win last week. Leeds now 8 points away from drop zone. And Forest and Leeds, more than likely, of those teams in and around there, would be probably the biggest candidates to get back down into a relegation scrap or into the zone even. But West Ham really need to pick up the pace. They're getting into that territory where they're just, that gap is too wide. We're talking multiple game weeks to get out of the relegation zone. You never want that to be the case. So Leeds, relatively good right now, but they would want a little more breathing room. Bournemouth, they know they're in that spot right now, like currently, where these next few weeks can really make or break what the season is about for them, because from 15th up to 4th, is literally 9 points, right? So, when you're talking about top six, it's only 6 points off. So, a couple of wins on the bounce, as Newcastle would have done, as Brentford would have done, right? That will get you right into the pickle when it comes on to getting that fourth slot. So yeah, the season, while a lot of these teams like Spurs, for example, their fan base is looking at this season like this is the most horrible season so far, which it has been. But the story can change if they were to pick up some multiple wins on the bounce. Now, some of these teams in this area is kind of like you don't see where it's coming from, but you never know. Crystal Palace the other day was fifth, fourth in a week, I think, or right in around fifth, sixth. Now they're struggling lately. They're down to 13th, and falling fast. Everton up to 12th. Brighton is there in 11th now. And they're another team, even one win this weekend, and you're top six maybe. Sunderland was up there, sixth place, fifth place. Now they're down to 10th, but still right there. I mean, only 5 points off fourth. Fulham 4 points off fourth. Chelsea 4 points off fourth. Man United, for all their doom and gloom, are winning the Manchester derby, coupled with a Liverpool bad result and a Brentford bad result. And guess what? Man United are actually in fourth. So it's crazy. Newcastle, the same. If they can win and Liverpool get a bad result or lose, they would go into fourth as well. Brentford would hop up into fourth if they're able to beat Chelsea this weekend. So, and Liverpool were to draw even. So I think a lot of teams still in with a shout, and of course at the top, Villa, City, Arsenal still would count themselves as right in there for the title. Obviously, Man City is running the same race as Arsenal in terms of the goal difference. So Villa does have 6 points plus a big goal difference gap to think about. But right now, they just want to stay within touching distance, I'm sure. But they must know that it's going to require a lot of wins going forward to stay the pace. Because I do think Man City and Arsenal probably a little bit better equipped for this running than Aston Villa is, but you never know. You never know. But West Ham better go back to Antonio. He was saving them. They're going back to the championship. Yeah, it's looking rough. I mean, they brought in Castellanos, former NYCFC. They brought in Felipe, Brazilian, but I don't know, man. It's not looking good for them right now. Africans FC in the building. People go and subscribe to Africans as well. Covers all African football, Canadian. Yeah, man. Very, very knowledgeable as well. And also a Wolves fan. One of the most random I've never, man, when he told me that, I was like, wow, Wolves? Okay. All right, interesting. But yeah, every year they pull out some Houdini stuff and get out of the zone. But boy, I think it's too far gone for them this season. Yeah, man, but go and subscribe to him as well. Big up True Copite in the building. What go on, my brother? Hope all is well, Hope all is well with you, man. All right, so let's get down into the predictions, people. You know my style. We're gonna look at the matches. We're just gonna pull up some stats just to see what's going on, how the history of the fixture has gone. Let's take a look at the stats. So tail of the tape, 7th position, Manchester United. 2nd, Manchester City. 5 more wins so far for the blue side of Manchester, but 4 more draws for the red side. So they like the draws over there. 5 losses for United, 4 losses for City. So the losses are not far, but those draws really make a huge difference in those points. 45 goals for City, 36 for United. Not bad. City does obviously on a slightly higher level than them. You see the goals conceded per match, a difference there. Look at the XG as well, very close. This United team does create chances. XG per 90, very close. But look at the big difference here and why the wins look the way they do. 9 clean sheets for City, only 2 out of 21 games for Manchester United. You see the recent form of both teams. United 3 draws on the bounce before this one. 1 win at home to Newcastle and a loss 2-1 at Villa Park. Man City beat West Ham, beat Forest away, then had 3 draws on the bounce. Stadium of Light, at home to Chelsea and at home to Brighton. So 3 draws in a row for Manchester City. Very uncharacteristic. 57 times this match play in the EPL. 26 wins for City. 26 wins for United. 21 wins for Manchester City. When this fixture was played in September, it was 3-0 to Man City over Man U. But this one was a little bit different. You see it, the back three, Ruben Anohim. He's not there anymore, so I think this will look a lot different tomorrow. Just to see how it was looking for City back then. I think Donnarumma had just come in not too long. Kusanov got the game at right back. Diaz and Vardiel are out now. O'Reilly should be playing and still there. Doku, Foden, Reinders, Silva, Rodri. I think Reinders might be a casualty to make space for Silva. I think Doku might not start as well. And Semenyo would start, but let's see what Pep decides, you know. He's still around. Yeah, that 3-0. Last time they played at Old Trafford, it was 0-0. But other than that, Man U does have 1 win in their last 5. That one was at the Etihad though. 2023 Old Trafford, they got battered 3-0. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Man City is still 5 behind United. From them years of beatings them used to get. Anthony Taylor is the referee. Ooh. Fans of this fixture, how you feel about Anthony Taylor being the referee? How do you feel? Big up Pristine in our building. What go on? All right. See the people them roll out. So I'm gonna go ahead and jot down my stuff. People, if you haven't done so already while I kind of get this thing prepared, please do smash the like button. It's the best way to show your support without having to lose any kind of financial gain. Man U turn prime Barca tomorrow. Yo, Fabi, don't put it past them, you know, brother. Sometimes Man U just become Manchester United out of the blue when they're playing certain teams. Yo, think about the first game of the season. Man U played good against me, you know. One of them best game that, like, in terms of how they played. So, yeah, I think they're up for it when it's a big team, I swear. It's when they play Wolves, you have to worry. Yeah, maximum respect again to anyone that came over from BBK Sports. If you're new here, please do smash the like button, share, subscribe, and get involved in the conversation as well. That's one of the main things I love about his content. Him always make sure I'm involved in the people watching. Try to do so as much as possible because you guys make the conversation just flow. Without you guys, it don't really make no sense, you know. Brother, when the man them play Pool, City, and Arsenal, them turn Barca, yeah, I'm telling you. I've seen it firsthand. That's why, like a lot of people, like Arsenal fans, I know them look on the schedule and say, okay, them I look, them say, oh yeah, Man U soon. I say, all right, and I go and talk about Man U soon. When the man them play we, just know. Chile say, well, I could just beat Prime Bastard then. That is it. All right, so Chile, as a City fan, like, obviously, you know, there are still cracks in the armory in certain areas, but how you feel about the signings so far with Semenyo and Gay? Like, you think that's enough to say, okay, we're really going to put up this challenge now, or you thought even without them, it was still going to be a challenge, or like, what you thinking? Are you confident now to the point where you're going to start predict them for win the game them like normal, or you still going to do your thing where you kind of go against them some games? Like, what do you think? What do you think? Mm, Craig Pass. Craig Pass. Ooh. All right. Well, for me, I think the keys to this game gonna be Carrick, right? What kind of? I know you're probably gonna play the back four, 'cause that's what you normally play. But who do you think? Who you guys think will play? All right. Last week it was Darren Fletcher. He played a back four. Shaw Martinez, Heaven Dello. No, Maguire is back playing. Is he fit enough to start? Not sure. Casemiro and Huerta played last game. Um, Interesting to see who Carrick believes his pivot should be, or who he'll select. If Mbuma is back, um, they could always play Dorgu in the left back role instead of Shaw. But I don't know. Again, it's so many unknowns with the new manager. Is he gonna want to play Bruno in the 10 behind Sesko? Does he see Bruno as the partner to Casemiro instead, like what was going on before? Just not sure how he's gonna play it. Cunha and Mboma and Sesko, I think, are gonna play. They'll probably start the game. But that midfield area, the back four, definitely hard to predict right now, I think. And Manchester City, I think it's going to be too soon for Gay. So I think the back line will be the same. Aline, Kusanov, Nunes. I think O'Reilly will come back to start this one against Man United. Did play in the Carabao Cup as a central midfielder. But I think Roger probably starts this game. I think I'm interested to see how Pep plays it. Is it gonna be it has to be an either or thing with Semenyo and Doku, or does he see them both starting on the flanks? Does he go with the more ball retention play on the right, like a Bernardo Silva or Shirky, more than likely? And then in midfield, he has a decision to make. Does he play Rodri with Reinders and Silva? If he plays, Shirky out wide, how somebody has to sit the bench, whether it's Reinders. Don't think he's gonna bench Bernardo Silva, so he'll be one of the people playing. And I really don't feel like he would bench Foden either. I don't think Shirky has attained that status where he's unbenchable by Pep. Reinders definitely hasn't, even though every time he play and produce something. Um, but I think Pep, he thinks Silva has to be on the pitch. And for me, it's like he would be the one I'd be rotating from time to time. But what do I know? What do I know? But yeah, all right, I'm not even gonna predict what he'll do. I think the back four stays the same as what is strongest can be right now. I don't think he trusts Ake to start. So he'll probably play the two youngsters at centre back, Nunes and O'Reilly, I think. Rodri will be fit enough to play in the pivot, I think. He's gonna start Bernardo Silva. and Foden is what I'll say. And I'll say Doku and Reinders sit the bench, Haaland, Semenyo left, and Sherky on the right. That's I think he'll go with. But we'll see if I'm right. All right, so look, for me, right? It's one of them ones where Man City should win. They should. Everything points to that. Turmoil at United, them just get knocked out of the cup. Um, City winning 10-1, winning first legs away from home at St. James Park. Like, everything points to a Manchester City win and a handsome one. But something about this fixture, I just feel like United, they usually do all right with these right away with these kind of managers that just come in to do a job. It didn't really happen for Fletcher, but I think it was too obvious that it wasn't going to ever be Fletcher. Now, Carrick is somebody that they've talked about before. So it could very well be that, like, if it works out, he'll just be there. Could be, So yeah, let me see what the chat's saying. So Pristine run out with the full clip. Same set 3-1 to City. So much for all my chattings. Sunderland 1-0 over Palace. Chelsea 2, Brentford 1. Liverpool 2, Burnley 0. Fulham 2, Leeds 1 at Ellen Road. Heartbreak. Arsenal 2, Forest 0. Newcastle 3-1. Villa 2-0. Right, 2-1. Pristine miss out a game though. Tottenham and West Ham. No, he didn't. 2-0. All right, Pristine picks are in. BX gonna say City about to take the title. Arteta plays too scared. That's a fact. If City cannot get 3 points tomorrow, then they can officially kiss the title challenge goodbye. Boy, Fabi, I'm not gonna say that. We needed those signings because my wingers them have no end product and my CBs are all injured. Yeah, I think he did too. 6-point gap is nothing to Pep. That is true. One of the positives for Manu is that Gay is not playing tomorrow. We have more depth, so I'm a little bit more confident going into most games. But then again, reverse psychology works sometimes. Shirky's about to be the next superstar. Yeah, I rate that baller, man. BX can't stand Bernardo Silva, but Pep loves him. I think Foden has to start because it's United derby and Silva is like his godson. City 3-1. Yeah, I agree. I think those two like pretty much gonna start. City 3-1 said Chile. Chile like what going, huh? 3-1, big score. Carrick is a very good appointment for United, but I think City are just moving mad right now and will be too much to handle. 4-2 to City, said BX. Mad thing. Wouldn't mind a 6-goal match to start the day still. That would be nice. All right, let's move along from the Manchester derby. Should be a good one though. I think Man United will turn up, bro. Them always do that stuff when big teams come around. Battle between 8th and 5th between Chelsea and Brentford. And if you close your eye and you were to ask yourself who is 5th and who is 8th, the answers would shock you. But Brentford have 2 more wins. Chelsea have 7 draws. Wow, more than even City have. 6 losses, 8 losses for Brentford. So Brentford have 2 more losses than Chelsea, but still ahead of them on the table due to 2 more wins. Wow. That's crazy. 35 goals for Brentford, 34 for Chelsea. Look at that. XG a little higher for Chelsea though, so they're really wasteful. They should have about 40 goals right now, at least. 8 clean sheets for Chelsea, 5 clean sheets for Brentford. So both teams decent enough defensively, offensively. I mean, based on these numbers, they're pretty damn even. This is the form going into the game. You see the greens on Brentford side, only the one draw at home with Tottenham. Chelsea, they lost to Aston Villa at home, and they lost away at Craven Cottage 2-1 as well. That was in the last match week. With 3 draws sprinkled in there: Newcastle away, Bournemouth at home, and Manchester City away. 9 times this match play in the Prem, Brentford surprisingly with a 3-win advantage, 3-2, and there's been 4 drawn games. They drew earlier in the season 2-2. Last time they faced each other at the Bridge, it was 2-1 in favor of Chelsea. But the game before that at the Bridge, that was a 2-0 at the hands of Brentford in October of 2023. So Chelsea right now in 8th, as it says. Brentford in 5th. There's only 2 points that separate them, so they could leapfrog all the way up to 5th if other results go their way as well. And that would be big. It would be big for them. We can't chat to them now. How far from top 4 with it? That's what the man them have to talk about now, you know? All right, so for me, the Man City game, because I never gave mine. Let me just put that down. So I think it's going to be a Desmond in the Man City game. That's 2-2, for those of you who don't know. And for the Chelsea-Brentford game, it's a tough one, you know. Sanchez, McFlapperson. I'm going to do some madness, you know. But Chelsea probably get some goals too. Tempted to go with another Desmond, but I get Chelsea the edge here, man. 3-2 Chelsea. Fabi. Wait, a float? I don't feel like Fabi afloat. Should be a goal fest, but I think Brentford wins 3-2. Yeah. I like the scoreline BX, but I went the other way. I went with Chelsea. Wife the other way, but I did the opposite. Sanchez brain freeze is back again. Yo, it's kind of weird, you know, Chile, because he can keep like shots and stuff like that, but boy, sometimes his decision making is mad. Yo, so the past the moment see the man play, I'm like, this guy is crazy. Mad, 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 mad. But yeah, Brentford, man, the fairy tale, will it continue? It's crazy what they've been up to, man. Got that 4 wins. I mean, you know, it was a decent run of fixtures, to be fair. Wolves away, Bournemouth at home, Tottenham at home, which is rule, Everton away, and Sunderland at home. So, you know, you have to beat who is in front of you, but it wasn't the worst set of fixtures ever. But yeah, for me, Chelsea, Brentford, I went for 3-2. Remember, keep on dropping those scorelines in the comment section. Leeds and Fulham, next game on the docket is going to be a full slate of 3 p.m. kickoffs over there in England. 10 o'clock for me. Let's go to the stats. So Leeds, you know, 1 removed from just above. I don't know. No, you can't say that. What did I say? 2 places above relegation in 16th. Fulham in 9th position. 30 goals for Fulham, 29 for Leeds. Leeds conceded a few more. So their average goals conceded per match is 2. You see the XG is higher for Leeds, 30.53. Newcastle really performing better than their XG, 30 goals with 24.26. 3 clean sheets for Wolves, 5 clean sheets on the season for Fulham. You see the recent form. Fulham unbeaten in 5, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 all away to Palace and 2 all with Liverpool at home. Leeds with a win, then 3 draws and a loss, and that was a heartbreaker against Newcastle away. I think it was 2 injury time goals the man them score. So yeah, that was a tough one for them. But yeah, Leeds and Fulham, I think Leeds have been able to make Ellen Road somewhat of a fortress, and I think that's one of the main reasons, along with Dominic Calvert-Lewin uptick in form, why they've been able to like get that breathing space from the relegation zone. Now Fulham is a tricky one because I've seen so many seasons where I'm like, okay, this is the year when they actually challenge for Europe. This is the year. This is the year. But always, something happens, doesn't quite work out for them. So maybe, just maybe, their manager, who I rate actually, I do like, what's his name, Marco? What's the manager's name again? It's not there. Hold on. Yo, what's the man's name? What's the Fulham manager name again? Can't freaking remember. All right, hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. I keep wanting to say Marco. Marco Silva. That's why I want to say Marco. That's his freaking name. Yeah, so Marco Silva. Marco Silva. I feel like if them would just give him a little bit more, and he's been struggling, just Raul Jimenez. Don't have the other Brazilian striker, Muniz. Setting another wicked start to the season. Him just a forward now from injury again. So yeah, they haven't had the best of luck, but they have battled their way up to ninth after being, it was looking rough for them for a few weeks. But yeah, they're back up to ninth now. But Ellen Road, Leeds, dangerous team. You see the XG, you see what they create. Bulk of that creation happens when they play at home as well. You see, they put 4 past Palace, put 3 past Newcastle where they away, not even at the Ellen Road. So I think goals will come in this game as well. You know what? Fulham will pull the upset. They're not business about Ellen Road. 2-1 Fulham, I say. Marco Silva at them. Yeah, Marco Silva. I know the man named Bloody Marco, man. Actually said 2-all Chelsea Brentford. I was thinking that as well. BX gonna say, I think the Leeds Fulham ends 1-1. Yeah, I'm going for one more goal, and that odd goal being scored by Fulham. Probably Harry Wilson. Yeah, man. Marco Silva. Couldn't remember the man's last name. Yeah, so I went Fulham 2-1. BX gonna went 1-all. All right, moving along. Leeds and 11 times the match play, 6-4. All right. Fulham are going to try to do the double. Get them 3-2 at Ellen Road last time. So we'll take off a couple goal. All right, now we have the hell? Can't find it. All right, Liverpool, Burnley people. Ooh. Liverpool, Burnley, Liverpool on a drawing streak as well. 3 draws on the bounce. Bad draws too. Leeds at home, Craven Cottage, Arsenal away. Maybe that one wasn't so bad. But 2 wins before that. Tottenham, Wolves, I think they had 1 week before that as well. Burnley, I think they're winless in like 12 games or something like that in the Prem. So the roughest spot so far for Burnley, they are in the relegation zone. You see the stats right now, they're in 19th. Liverpool have 10 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses on the season in the first 21 games. 32 goals, only 22 scored by Burnley. XG, you see the difference right there. 32.29, 18 basically. XG per 90, see the gap there. And then 7 clean sheets, only 3 clean sheets on the season for Burnley. Liverpool could do with some reinforcements up front. Against Arsenal, they had to really and truly just find some kind of way to play with no forward. Verts was up there sometimes, it was Soboslai, sometimes Gakpo, they just kind of, these 3 were kind of just popping up everywhere. And remarkably in this game, I never realized, but they only made the 1 sub when Bradley got injured. They were about to play the entire game without making a sub. Because I don't think if Bradley don't pick up that knock, I don't think he would ever have come off. That would have been, I wonder when's the last time a team did that? Play the entire game and don't make a sub. Like, that's rare, Fulham 2-1. Yeah, we agree there, Chile. 1 Harry Wilson. There's only 1 Harry Wilson. 1 Harry Wilson. Bless up, Warren. Long time, my G. Wagwan, hope all is well with you and the fam. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season and happy new year and all those good things, my bro. Yeah, man. Hold it down, my G. You're probably working. This man's always working. Somebody have to do it, right? So Liverpool, Burnley. How do I feel about this? Still no Ekitike. Still no Isak. Still no Salah, not back yet. But the thing is, man, Burnley, them catching Burnley at a really good time, So it's saying Ekitike should be back. Really? Well, that's a big boost. So I never tell me that in the team news. Yeah, it looks like Ekitike will be ready. That changes things. Yeah, man, this Burnley team ain't gonna do nothing. Question is, will they keep a clean sheet, That is the question. Fence love laps, man. Actually, you know what? 3-1 Liverpool, yeah, man. I think everybody I go 2-1 probably. So I wanna get something different on the board. 3-1, must say. Liverpool dominate this series though. 15 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. After 19 played. Yeah, I don't think they get the 3rd win this weekend. So I'm gonna go 3-1 to the champions, Liverpool. All right. Sunderland and Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think it's finally the time where all these decisions catch up with Palace right about now. Gahey gone, Eza gone, Olisa gone, everybody gone. We're good. Or that was really, really good. And the manager begging, pleading, please just let me reinforce, let me reinforce. And in doing that now, them release, him cornerstone at the back now. So he's fed up at this point, and I think it's gonna show probably throughout the rest of the season for this team. I still think it's gonna be low scoring though. So I'm gonna say a 1-0 to Sunderland. Because they don't score a bag of goals either. So yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 to Sunderland, people. 1-0 to Sunderland. Crystal Palace just, yeah, I think they're in the mud right now. They'll still be competitive and everything, but don't see them getting a positive result. Tottenham and West Ham. This game right here is like, wow, neither team really has been winning at all. Tottenham does have at least one green in the last 5 against Crystal Palace away. Drew away to Brentford, drew at home to Sunderland, and lost at home to Liverpool 2-1, lost away to Bournemouth 3-2 last time they played. West Ham lost to City, lost to Fulham, drew with Brighton, lost to Wolves, and a loss to Nottingham Forest. So right there, the last two especially, those are the two down at the end of the table where nobody wants to be at the current moment. The stats though probably read pretty similar. Spurs do have a pretty big gap though from West Ham in terms of points. Goals as well, 30 to 22. Let me say 2 goals to 1. Okay. To 1.47, 1.02. Yeah, so look at that. I said it's probably gonna be similar, and look at the XG. West Ham actually have a higher XG, which is crazy. 7 clean sheets for Spurs, though, only 1 for West Ham. That will make a huge difference in the table. 59 times this match played, Tottenham 28 wins, West Ham 18 with 13 drawn games. Earlier this season, West Ham handled them 3-0, but at the time, it was not the current manager. Graham Potter was still there. What? This don't make no sense. Graham Potter? This man was managing when the season started? Yo, I forgot about that guy, Yeah, damn. Graham Potter. Why did I think there was someone in between? Hermanson don't play right now. Walker Peters playing. Juff is at the African Cup, so he's not around. Ward Prowse not play. Everybody else still play for the most part. I don't think Fulkrug is there. I think Guilherme is gone. Magassa and Freddie Potts been playing a lot. But Spurs, Kudus out. Sar out. Afghan. Tottenham, West Ham. Can both of them lose? My prediction is for both teams to lose. Is that possible? Is that possible? Why not, right? Why both teams cannot just lose? Come on, people. Keep hitting that like button. Yo, why are my comments gone from here? All right, so now I see the comment them here. Well, I'm going to I see the comment them. The hell? Come on, no, say Chile still there, so I wonder. 1-0 Liverpool. KG. Sunderland 2-1. Spurs and West Ham 1-1. Yeah. Two teams that probably draw for 3 now, man. Upset, yeah, man. West Ham 2, Spurs 1. I trust Spurs for the not one ratty thing. But let's see. I think if him loses, I think, boy, Frank probably dead. Don't think if them lose in that manner, Frank will be around any longer. All right. Next game. Last game of the day. I've seen all the teams play already for the day. And then you come up to the Arsenal game. So Nottingham Forest just outside the relegation zone, but 7 points clear at the moment in 17th. Arsenal in first, 15 wins for Arsenal, 6 for Nottingham Forest, 3 drawn games for Forest, 4 for Arsenal, 12 losses for Nottingham Forest, only 2 on the season in the Premier League for Arsenal, 40 goals to 21 goals, so almost doubling them up. You see the XG at 37.17, 25.06 XG, not so bad for Forest, but of course, only the 21 goals need to get more clinical for sure. XG per 90. We have 10 clean sheets now on the season, 3 clean sheets for Nottingham Forest. 4 L's on the bounce before winning last week away to West Ham. Arsenal had 4 wins on the bounce until losing. I think it was actually 5 until drawing, with Liverpool 0-0 in Matchweek 21. Just taking a look at Forest team from that game against West Ham, would have played a they would have played a FA Cup game, but I did see some decent amount of rotation there. And I think they crashed out, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure Forest crashed out of the FA Cup. I think this was I saw the interview, and I think Daesh was let me see. Yeah, they lost to Wrexham. I think this was the interview when he was saying like some of the performances were just unacceptable. And it's guys that usually come into him office and wondering how him not get no game and this and that. I think he said something like, "Well, the evidence why they're not playing was for everybody out there to see." He said, "Yeah, yo, Sean Dyche don't ramp, you know." Wait. This was the last time they played in the Premier League. Pablo, Freddy, but yeah. It's not even them. Dominguez and Anderson Hudson are there. Yo, Hutchinson came off at halftime the last time, but he's been playing a lot lately under this manager. Way more than when he first started. But the key to them, I think the back four and the goalkeeper now back intact. So you might see there, because their defensive record this season has not been good. I think that's what kind of kept them in striking distance. Of course, Chris Wood bagging a bunch of goals didn't hurt, but I think that platform was there because they had a solid. I wanted to say they pricked Arsenal at the end of last season to the most clean sheets, or maybe he tied the Golden Glove with Matt Sells. I can't remember, but I know they were close. They were in and around the most stingy defenses, and I think a big part of why they have been so up and down with goals conceded this year has a lot to do with the fact that that back four and goalkeeper that was super settled has not been anywhere near that this season so far. So, goals against, so they conceded 34. I do. May I answer? All right, now, what I want to talk about though is this your madman here named Arteta. Now, last time Arsenal kicked the ball in the Premier League, this was the lineup, and this was the lineup to face Liverpool. Nkapie got injured in this game. We haven't seen him since. But yeah, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Timber, Saliba, Magalhaes, Nkapie. If he's not available at left back, I think the coach might go back to what he did in the FA Cup, or sorry, in the Carabao Cup, putting Timber at left back, Ben White at right. I would suggest just put Skelly into this team right here where you're saying Nkapie. He's going to play that midfield three, so don't even worry about it. We have Inter in midweek. I would strongly consider starting Madueke in this game, and strongly consider starting Martinelli, and I would keep Gyökeres there just the same. Let him get his 60 minutes, try get some more goal. Confidence. I don't need to do with that player right there. Look, I think Dash will sit in the low block. We all know this. Pace of the passing and the movement is key. You got to pass and move, and you also have to make runs that threaten in behind. There won't be much space, but make those runs intentional, make those passes, try those passes, soften up those compact areas. You got to stretch the defense. So I think they'll be able to do that though. I think I don't think this is the week where we kind of slip up. I do feel like going into the game, there's a chance that we're only up 3, which could, make it a little more interesting. But I think regardless of what happens in the other game, I'm gonna say we gave them 3-0 at home. I'm gonna say we give them another 3-0. I know the back four is back intact, the keeper is back intact, but I don't think Aina is quite what he was just yet. So yeah, I think Arsenal is gonna be a bit too much for them. And the day 3-0 to the Arsenal. It's gonna go 2-0, but too pristine. It said that, I have to stop to that though. But hey, maybe I'll be happy that I did it. Time will tell. Peeps, make sure and smash up your likes, Yeah, man. On the Liverpool 2-1 Sunderland. Spurs West Ham 1-0. And Arsenal 3-1. So Chile gave them a 1. They said just like the FA Cup game where they have a score first. I hope that don't go on, I swear. All right, so that concludes the games on Saturday. Total 7 games, 1 early kickoff, then 5 in the 3 o'clock afternoon kickoff, and then the next one at 5:30. By itself, the feature Forest hosting Arsenal at the City Ground in London. All right, so let's move on to Sunday now. Sunday we have 2 matches, one early at 9. What's that? 1 o'clock UK? No, 2 o'clock UK time. And this one features Wolves, the cellar dwellers. Now up to 1 win. 4 draws to go along with the 1 win and 16 losses. Newcastle, on the other hand, has fought their way up to 6th in the table. And a win this week, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a win this week could get them to the top 4. Yeah, could potentially get them in the top 4. That's crazy. Only 15 goals scored by Wolves. XG outperforming the goals though, so they should really have 23, 24. Newcastle right at their XG. 6 clean sheets to the only the 1 for Wolves. No, wait. 21 played, 8 wins for Castle, 2 wins for Wolves. Newcastle with 3 wins on the bounce, looking to make it 4. Ah, boy. Well, I think Wolves put up a good fight. I'm tempted to go with a Desmond here, but Wolves haven't had the luck this season. So I'm going to say 3-2 Newcastle over Wolves at the Molineux. We'll see if I'm right. I think I will be. Arsenal versus Everton, people. This one is... Here about Arsenal. Aston Villa versus Everton. Sorry. This one from Villa Park. The tail of the tape looks like this: 3rd against 12th. 13 wins now. Villa are up to only 8 for Everton comparatively. 4 draws for Villa, 5 for Everton. 4 losses, and Everton have doubled that with 8. 33 goals to 23 goals. XG 25.7. Everton slightly underperforming, 23.63. The XG per 90 is very, very close. 8 clean sheets for Everton, only 6 for the Villains. We know that Kamara is out. We know that Martinez, the goalkeeper, is also out. So Bizot. I never see that interview earlier in the season when the man asked Emery a bag of question about my boy, the name will keep for them Martinez, and just keep on and say Bizot. We have a goalkeeper, Bizot. Yeah, the man was getting fed up. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss for Villa. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses for Everton. So Everton with a slight wobble. Not one of their best set of farm games lately. But like I said, 1, 2 good results, and you're right back there where you thought you couldn't be. But Aston Villa have nothing to play with. They can't mess with their dinner now. If they want to stay in and around it, they really can't afford to drop points, especially not these home points against Everton. You got to make those count. I have a feeling, even with some of the injuries and stuff, they probably still get the job done just the same. I think the earlier game this season ended 0-0. Yeah, I remember this one here. Early in the opening of the stadium and everything, very good atmosphere, kind of anticlimactic with it ending 0-0. I don't think this one ends that way. I do think goals are in it, but I do think that Villa will score more of them. So I'm going to say 2-1, Aston Villa gets the win. And they cut that. Well, hopefully they're just getting that lead back to 6 by the time they do that. And the last game for the week will actually be, I was going to say for the weekend, but literally the week, because it is Monday afternoon, 8 o'clock kickoff. So Monday Night Football over there in England. This time it will be Brighton at the Amex taking on Bournemouth. Bournemouth with no Antoine Semenyo, I might add. But yeah, let's look at the stats. Brighton in 11th, Bournemouth in 15th. Only 1 win separates them. They both have the same amount of draws. So 3-point gap between the teams. Bournemouth could draw level with Brighton if they were able to get the result. 34 goals to 31. You see the XG, 32.94, 33.56. So very similar. Brighton probably need to be above their XG though for sure. I see the XG per 90, very, very close. 5 clean sheets. So these teams are literally like looking in the mirror based on their stats. 13 times this match play, and it's literally 6 wins for Brighton, 6 wins for Bournemouth with 1 drawn game. The crazy thing is draws are very, very elusive in this fixture. It's always a result. A lot of the times you see there, they play 13 times, only 1 time it was a draw. Look, I'm just gonna go because they're at home, the Amex Magic. I think they get a little bit of a boost from the fans there. So that's what's gonna break the tie for me. Because I was gonna go 2-all, but instead I'm just gonna go 2-1. I'm tempted to even go 2-0, but I'm not gonna do that. 2-1. 2-1. Junior Coupe probably gonna score again. This guy can't stop score. Yeah, man, people. So you don't know, Anybody, yo, big up, Coffee tea in a building. Oh, go on. Hope all is well, my G. 2-0, 2-0. Chile said 2-0. All right, Chile. Let me know what you think about the Villa, Everton, Brighton, Bournemouth. As a matter of fact, we stop looking at some car. Yeah, man, we see it there. Man, you don't put it long time. Villa 2-1. I don't know why in the stream yard the comments them are log, so like I can't see. I'm gonna set till way after. I'm gonna go up on the actual live stream to see how it look. Brother, it pop up right away. So I don't know. Stream yard and them fooling shit, man. People go subscribe to Coffee Tea. Dancehall news. Yeah, I'm not showing enough fantasy, I'm not teach my strategy, Sorry. I forget the update when the week play. And then I live off of my thing. No, sorry. Yo, all right, so people listen. We're at the 90-minute mark. We're not playing no injury time, no extra time tonight. So I just want to say maximum respect to all the people that did pass through tonight. We have a massive, massive weekend of games. Looking forward to it. Bright and Shirley in the morning. We have the Manchester Derby. Man United hosting Manchester City. I said it kind of hoping because the result me want and need for my side is a draw. So I said it's going to be a Desmond. What you say in the comment section about that game and every other game this weekend, remember, get your picks in before kickoff tomorrow morning, 7:30, because I'm not accepting predictions after that time. All right, people. So if you want to be on the big board, the book I have some IG messages to go through, I have some Discord message to go through, and that should compile all the people and we're usually sending them picks. We're missing some of the usuals this week, so you don't know wherever you guys are, and big up on yourselves, and just know stay involved in the comment section when the video is over. All right, people, big up on yourselves. Thanks so much for the support. We really, really appreciate it. We will be back on Monday to wrap up the week and give you the review show. But until then, you guys stay safe on this weekend, wherever you are. If you're living in the United States, no matter where you live, it's cool. So to make sure, go outside prepared, wear enough clothes, scarf and them thing there. The flu go around and the weather bad, and yeah, man. So protect yourselves and make sure to keep on the health. And yeah, everything else will fall in place. And this will end, people. Sun will be back out one day and it won't be this cold, but trust me, this weekend it's like a big cold. Let me tell you. All right, people. So be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. All right, people. As I said, big up and thanks for the support. Respect for the likes where they are. And people, on your way out, keep on smashing. Anybody watching this on the replay, please do smash the like button, put the numbers up for me. And yeah, man, keep on supporting. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until next time, people, come on, you Gooners. Bust off some shot tomorrow. Lick out some boy.